Sienna wrote love, 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 love all over this.
We'll have a safe night and climb well tomorrow.
When you climb in the Eiger North face, you hear the cowbells and the noises from down there, but in the same time you feel to be very far away.
I'll be lying on one side the whole night, but I'll be tied in so I don't have to worry about rolling off. Starting out before dawn is spooky. Robert traversed off to the left and I came down off the ledge, and then when Daniela was coming down, her legs are much shorter and she couldn't reach the foothold. And there was no protection in.
I was stuck on the bivouac ledge, and I knew if I would jump and miss the foothold, I would tumble down about 80 feet before the rope could catch me.
Leucht mal runter, dann siehst du schon, wo du mit den Füßen hin musst. Geht schon, vorsichtig einfach.
She managed to make it down okay, fortunately. But it was an ominous start to the day.
When you climb the Eiger, I think you cannot avoid thinking about the people who died in the war, especially if you come to certain places where you know there were big tragedies, and you simply have to think about it. In a way, this also makes the place very special. It's very alive.
A scary thing about the Eiger is that the rock is often loose, and so if you fall and the protection doesn't hold, then you can fall a very long ways. Even a dangerous climb can be made safer if you just approach it intelligently. We need to secure the ropes to the cliff, so as I go up, I look for good cracks for anchors where the rock is solid enough. But the rock is coated in ice, so even with the axes, it's hard to get a solid grip.
I followed John through all the difficult sections, and I just happened to be looking through the scope at the moment when he slipped, and naturally my heart stopped.
The weather on the Eiger changes very fast. Really crazy weather. Down in the valley you have clear sunshine, and up there you have a snowstorm.
I have already thought a number of times about my father and the fact that he came up this route. And I can't dwell on that too much while I'm climbing, but we'll see what happens overnight. I have a long night coming up.
What is this thing that builds our dreams, yet slips away from us?
Dad was bivouacked on a ledge like this when he scribbled a final note to us. We're hoping to make the top in a few days, but we're being very safe, so don't worry. Love you all very, very much. Dad. After we passed the spot where Dad's rope had broken, I glanced back. I'd been trying to get past that place for 40 years. I flung my grief and fear off the mountain and kept going. Up here so high on the face, we're beyond the point of no return. It's terrifying in a way, because you know you can't go back down, only up. The weight of 40 years is lifted. But I was emotionally exhausted, and so was Daniela.
Oh, good. Come on. No. Great. Come on.
For me, this climb has helped heal an old wound. But instead of focusing on my connection with Dad, like I expected, I felt much closer to my wife and daughter, who stood by me while I did what I had to do.
See you really soon, okay? I love you too. By the time I got to the summit, my back pain was getting much worse.
Ride the wild wind.
Robert persuaded me to get lifted off the mountain. This was no easy decision for me.
Ride the wild wind.
I really wanted to keep going, but I knew he was right.
It ain't dangerous enough for me.